So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Wealth Warriors presentation. We've got a number of people interested in getting hold of this as a video. So we're going to do a standard presentation this evening, and hopefully, you just get a little bit more understanding of what Wealth Warriors is, how it works. It's a fairly well tried and tested system at this stage. It's still foreign to most people. Most people still don't get their heads around it. Dare I say, there's some people on the call who haven't got their heads around it yet. It just takes a little bit of adjustment. It's completely different from any other business building system you've seen before. So just keep an open mind and come back to me either in the question and answer session at the end of the video with your questions, or send them to me in Telegram to Andy10E6. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get on with the presentation. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get into a standard presentation. And you may notice it's exactly the same graphic as I used last week, only because I've been too busy. I haven't created a new one, but still, it points out that it's a war between cryptocurrency and fiat, and the Bitcoin value there in the background is going up. It's not really a war in the sense that one's going to win, one's going to lose. It's just that the advent of cryptocurrency presents to us many, many, many more opportunities for us to create generational and personal wealth than fiat currency, simply because fiat currency is under the regime of the things everybody's been doing for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. And if you just look at the results of that system, people working hard for 50 years of their life, 45 years of their life, to end up trying to survive after, at the age of 65, they're trying to survive on 2/3 of what they couldn't survive on at 64. Okay, and so it's a system we know doesn't work. So what we want to try and do is take advantage of, and it's not all about crypto either. It's about the advent of the internet, the advent of AI technology, cryptocurrencies, just looking at all the different ways of being able to work together. Communication is better now than it ever has been in terms of being able to get involved with things on a global scale. So we don't want to miss the opportunity on that. We don't want to let it just sail by us like most of us did with the internet. Most of us are not internet millionaires. Okay, even though a lot of us were around when the internet started. Most of us are not computer millionaires, even though most of us were around when computers first were there. Yeah, I was going to say ugly head, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we were there at the beginning. We didn't take advantage of it. Very few people have actually made millions or billions of dollars from computers. Okay, so we keep missing these trends. We don't want to miss this trend, and we're not going to, simply because we're looking at ways of taking advantage of these trends on an ongoing basis. Not just you need to be in at the beginning, and if you're not there, then you've missed the boat. Okay, there's new ideas, there's new thoughts, there's new ways of doing things coming along. Somebody once told me that don't worry if you miss an opportunity of a lifetime, there'll be another one along next week. Okay, well, it's even faster than that now. There's another one tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But we do need to be discerning about what we get involved with, and I'll go through that as we get into the presentation. But that's the idea of Wealth Warriors, is that we're trying to take advantage of these trends, these different opportunities, and use it collectively to sort out our generational and personal wealth once and for all. Because you only need to get over a certain threshold. Once you get over a certain threshold of money, of income, of assets, then you're home free. It's very hard to, if you're trying to get up to the point where you're making a living of, say, $100,000 a year, it's hard to get there from nothing. But from 100,000 a year to $1 million a year is much easier. And once you get past a certain point, it's not very likely you're going to lose all of that that you built up. So we need to get to that threshold, and that's where most people struggle. Most people can't actually get enough momentum together to get to that threshold. It's like a rocket trying to leave Earth to get into orbit or to get into space. It needs to get up to escape velocity. If it doesn't achieve escape velocity, it won't escape. It'll fall back to Earth. And that's what most of us are like with trying to build personal wealth. we get so far, something goes wrong, and we get dragged back to the beginning. Okay, and that's really the biggest thing that we want to avoid, because it is totally disheartening. It destroys our faith in our own ability and in what we're trying to do. And of course, we look stupid in front of our peers, which has never really bothered me, but it is a consideration. So we want to build that escape velocity, and that's what Wealth Warriors is attempting to do. So let's just move into the presentation. Quickly, we have a disclaimer. Nothing in this presentation is to be taken as financial or investment advice. Wealth Warriors is not an investment platform. It's a community. As a community, we use platforms. Some of them are investment platforms, some of them are other types of business, but we are not an investment platform ourselves. But if you do decide to invest in any of the platforms discussed in this presentation, only use money you can comfortably afford to lose and carry out your own due diligence. Okay, another way of saying that is, if you think, well, I'm going to put some money into one of these platforms, just consider, if you were to lose that money, would it cause you financial hardship? Would it cause you to go bankrupt? Would you lose your house? Would you lose your car? Would you lose your job? Would you lose your husband or your wife because you've wasted more money again? Okay, so just be aware, if it's going to cause you financial difficulty, it's too much money. I'll probably talk about this a little bit later. Don't let the greed factor take over, because a lot of these businesses are based on, or a lot of the ways people build, the way that a lot of these gurus teach people to build is based on greed. Make people think they're missing out, get in quick, put in as much as you can, so we don't do that. I'll probably cover that a little bit in a minute. So what's the problem with online businesses? Why do we have to go to all the trouble of setting up something like Wealth Warriors? Because it's not been easy. It's taken a lot of time and effort to do that. It would have been much easier to join one program and just stick with it and build that. So what is the problem with online businesses? Well, the first problem is there are just too many scams out there. If you're just going to get involved in one program, and you just choose it at random, there's a high probability that you've signed up with a scam, because there are just far, far, far more scams out there than there are decent businesses. I mean, a factor of at least 10 times. So we want to avoid the scams. There are other businesses that aren't scams. Sorry, and just to clarify, a scam is a business that's set up deliberately to take your money and they run off with the money. It's set up right from the start. They know they're going to do that. Not all businesses are scams, even though some of them fail. And the reason is that some of those businesses aren't scams, but they are poorly run. Not everybody knows how to run a business. Not everybody knows how to run an online business. Not everybody can do trading. Not everybody can do arbitrage. They think they can. They started up as a great business. It's going well. And then they run into problems, maybe to do with scalability, maybe to do with regulations. Who knows? But something happens. Maybe it's ill health on the part of the one person who knows how to run the business. Okay. And so something happens and they go bust. They just stop doing it. Okay. And so they take our money. They weren't intending to do that, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So that's the second problem. The third problem is that some of them aren't scams and they're not badly run, but the regulators decide to shut them down anyway. And there's a number of reasons why regulators do that. I'm not going to go into that. But suffice to say, the regulators honestly believe they're there to protect the investors. Those of us who know anything about what they do know that that's not true. If that were true, then every time they shut a business down, the original investors would get their money back. I've never heard of anybody getting their money back from the regulators. Okay, so just be aware, regulators are not our friends. They just think they are. And the other point is, it doesn't matter how much money you make in online businesses, you cannot become truly financial free. You can talk to a guru about this platform or that platform, and they'll say, yes, make this much money and you'll be financially free. No, you won't. There's a lot more than just money to being financially free. You need to be time free and you need to be in charge of your own life. You shouldn't be controlled by a government, by a banking system, by a financial system, by nothing. If you're controlled by any of those things, you are not financially free. You don't have your freedom. So what can we do about it? Well, if we just keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting what we've always had. Okay, we're just going to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. But if we work together collectively, we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry. And there are some quite glaring pitfalls, and there's a lot that aren't glaring, but they're there anyway. The thing is that we're safer together, and with safety comes time. And with time, we can come away from this greed mentality. We've got to get in fast, get the early mover advantage, buy those coins now, make our money quickly. Okay, you don't have to do that. We have a portfolio of businesses where you can get in now for a small amount of money and build over a period of time because you have the time. We know these platforms are going to survive many, many years. Hopefully they'll survive forever. It's not very likely, but they will survive for many, many years. We also have a system where if something does happen to a platform, you've not wasted all that time, money, and effort, and you've certainly not wasted your friends. I'll cover this in a few minutes. Okay, you can recoup all of that effort in a future business, and like I said, I'll talk about that in a minute. So what are the benefits? Why bother being a wealth warrior instead of just doing your own thing? Well, benefit one, you will never lose all of your money to a scammer again. Benefit two, you protect your permanent network of contacts, your friends, neighbors, relatives. Normally we get them into a platform that we like. They get in, they put some money in, the business goes bust, they lose their money, you lose your money. You feel silly for bringing them into that business, and they hate you because they think that it's your fault they've lost money. And in a certain way, I suppose it is. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. That won't happen again. And again, I'll cover that in a minute. You can build future business much faster with far more profit. Okay, again, that will get covered in an illustration I'm going to give in a minute. Benefit four, you can build one business and you can grow all of your Wealth Warrior businesses. You build the one that you like, introduce them to Wealth Warriors, and we show them where they need to get into all the other platforms. Benefit five, you start small and build big over a long period of time. That's what we do with all of our platforms. We don't want a platform where we get in and we put, sell our house or take out another mortgage on our house, cash in our pension fund, put everything we've got into one platform. There's no need to do that, and that's a crazy way of doing business. Benefit six, you can recoup loans, mortgages, and recent expenditure. Anything that's left your bank accounts, any loans you've ever had, including mortgages, you can claim all that back again. It comes back to you tax-free. Benefit seven, you can become free, wealthy, and live an abundant life. Surveys are often done about why people who start up their own businesses or entrepreneurs want to do that. And I think the number two or number three reason consistently over the years has been to have peace of mind and just live life without a fear of losing everything, without a fear of losing, of my money. Basically, just having control of my life and live an abundant life, live life the way that I want to. And you can do that through the system we've set up. You can do that. So I'm going to show you an illustration of how it works. So in order to show an illustration, I've got to make some assumptions. And the first assumption is that we deal with 4 platforms. We don't. We deal with 5. The second assumption is that you have 10 people in each platform. Assumption 3, you're making $1,000 per month in each platform, which you won't be. It just doesn't work out that way. So let's have a look at what that looks like. Platform 1, this is you. You like this platform so much, you've introduced 3 of your friends, Alan, Bell, and Chris, and they've introduced some of their friends. Okay, strangely, they've all got the same initials as the people that you introduced. That's weird, but there we go. I suppose it could happen. So that's platform 1, and because of the type of business you're in and the size of the business you've helped create, your income is $1,000 per month. So let's just move that out of the way, make room for platform 2. Here comes platform 2. And you may notice that what we've done is you have introduced Alan, Bell, and Chris again in platform 2 in exactly the same positions. And they've introduced all of their friends in exactly the same positions in platform 2. So now your income is $2,000 per month because you have 2 platforms producing $1,000 per month each. So now let's bring in platform 3, and strangely, you've introduced the same 3 friends, and they've introduced the same friends in platform 3 as they have in platforms 1 and 2. Your income has jumped up to $3,000 per month. And now we bring in platform 4. And in platform 4, you've done exactly the same. 3 friends, they've introduced their friends, and your income now is $4,000 per month. Okay, so you're multiplying your income by the number of platforms we have available for you to make money in. So that's it. We've got 4 platforms. That's going to run like that. We're not going to add any more platforms. Nobody's going to add any more people in their business. and that's going to run for hopefully months and years. However, something's going to happen to platform 4. It's unfortunate, but it does. Maybe the person running platform 4 got ill and wants to shut it all down. That's fine. So we've lost platform 4, and your income has dropped to $3,000 per month. But here's a couple of interesting things. One is nobody in your team has lost all of their money. Even if platform 4 didn't pay out before they went, they still haven't lost all of their money, but they're still making money with the other 3 platforms. But the very, very interesting thing is that the people you introduced don't hate you. They haven't taken you off the Christmas card list. They haven't stopped inviting you to weddings and barbecues because you're still in business with them. You're still spending time and effort helping them develop their other 3 platforms, platforms 1, 2, and 3. So they don't hate you. They haven't gone off you. You don't feel stupid that platform 4 disappeared. So my job then is to go out and find platform 5. So we bring in platform 5, and within a few days of us introducing platform 5, you've introduced Alan, Bell, and Chris to platform 5. They've introduced their same friends to platform 5, and your income has gone all the way back up to $4,000 per month, which I think is a very interesting process to see that happen. What's going to happen now is that these platforms are going to keep running. We'll probably add some more platforms, which we have done, in fact. And every time we add a platform, you introduce the same 3 people who introduce the same people into platforms 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't matter how many platforms we have. So that means that the effort you took to build your first platform is being multiplied out by the number of platforms we have. You get rewarded for that effort over and over and over again. Every time we add a new platform, you multiply your income. Okay, so that's an interesting aspect of what we're doing. The other thing is that all of these people are going to go out. They're so happy with Wealth Warriors. They're happy with their various platforms. They won't help but be able to introduce other people to at least one of the platforms. One of the platforms has got to excite them to the point where they share it with somebody. And so when they bring somebody in, they bring that person into all 4 platforms that we have on the go. So your income will increase over time as not linearly, but exponentially, because they're not getting into one platform, they're getting into 4 platforms. It might take a few weeks to convince them that they need to do that, but they will. That's what happens. So the rules are, don't sign up in any other platform that comes along, because if it's a good platform, Wealth Warriors will adopt it at some point. There's a danger to you just going out there and say, well, I like the look of this platform, I'm going to get involved. And then Wealth Warriors gets involved at a later stage. Okay. And now what you've done is you've destroyed your credibility with your people. You've destroyed your ability to maintain lines of sponsorship, which is probably the most important thing you can do in this system. Okay, and you've also taught your people that they should just go off and do their own thing, and they will continue to lose money because they'll continue to get involved in platforms that are scams or badly run or get shut down by regulators. Okay, so just jumping into all these other platforms, there's no benefit if you fall for this thing about I've got to be the first one in, I've got to get this early mover advantage. Okay, there's rubbish. You will destroy your personal wealth if you do that. If you keep doing that on a consistent basis, you will end up right back where you are. So just be patient. If you think it's a good platform, let me know. We can get together if you like. You can convince me how good it is, and then we'll adopt it if it meets all of our criteria. So don't sign up in any other platform that comes along, but do sign up in all the platforms we adopt. It's crazy when you have a system like this and somebody says, well, I like that platform, so I'll get in, but I don't like that platform, I won't get in. No, get into all of them. You haven't got to spend a lot of money on all of them. Just get into all of them, because the people you introduce, you don't know which ones they're going to benefit for, or they're going to want to grow. So if you're not in that one, it's crazy. You're missing an opportunity. So do sign up in all the platforms we adopt. Do maintain lines of sponsorship across all the platforms. That's really the most important thing you can do. Do get your personally introduced people to do the same, and do support your own people by learning about all of the platforms that we adopt. Now, just a word, if you like, about we expect from a platform, we don't necessarily need to get involved with all of the platform. What we're looking for initially is that you can make a passive income for a small outlay, and you can make a team building income if you want to. Now, a lot of platforms that we get involved in, that's all we want from them. They do so many other things, and promotions and sales of this and special offers and all sorts of things. If you want to get involved in that, great, but you don't need to. As long as we get passive income and team building income, then that platform is meeting the requirements that we have on it or that we've placed on it. Okay, so a lot of people ask me these in-depth questions about some of the platforms we're involved with. I haven't got the answer. I can go away and find out, but it doesn't really change anything that we're doing to have a passive income and a team building income on into the future. So you haven't got to know everything about everything is the point I'm making. So platforms come and go, but the community is permanent. So what are our criteria? One is it must be available everywhere in the world, not excluded in any part at all. Otherwise, you can't maintain lines of sponsorship. We'll cover that in a second. It must have a unilevel compensation plan, and people must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost, i.e. $100. And the combination of 1, 2, and 3 means we can maintain the lines of sponsorship across all platforms. If we don't have 1, 2, and 3, then we can't maintain lines of sponsorship. Therefore, we're not going to get involved in that platform. Additional things, it must be based on real world applications, not just a money game or a shell game. And money games are things like, I'll give you 2% a day for 5 days, but if you put $10,000 in, I'll give you 5% a day for 51 days, and all this sort of nonsense, okay? It's not a real world application. They can't show you what they're doing in order to make that money. The chances are it's not even a real platform, not even a real business. We must be able to verify the company's legal status. People often talk to me and say, well, I've been withdrawing from this platform. It must be legitimate. I know the guy who started it. It must be legitimate. That's the worst criteria in the world, or the worst indicators in the world. What you look for is the legal status. When was it formed? What was the startup capital? Where are the offices? What licenses has it got? What insurance has it got? How many staff? Has it got an accounts department, a training department? There's just so many things before you even start looking at what do they offer us by way of a platform. Okay, so we investigate the company. Now, there's a preponderance now, or a tendency now, for some of these platforms to be based on I forgot what they call it. There's a word for it where the people who set it up don't own it anymore. It's been disavowed, so they have no further control, but the platforms, they're just running in the background, probably based on smart contracts. Okay, so we need to be aware that some of those are actually legitimate businesses, and we can't check out the company's legal status because there is no company. If possible, we must be able to meet the CEO or business owner, and having met him, we must have got our questions answered. I've met CEOs who as good, they'd be really great politicians. They just don't answer any questions. And it doesn't matter how much you press them, they won't answer the questions. So therefore, if they can't answer the questions, we can't do business with them. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. And again, I've seen so many compensation plans when I ask for the details of how this works, where this money goes, what percentage, why this, how much there, and so on and so forth. I can't get the answers. So in that situation, I'm pretty convinced it's not viable and sustainable, which is also a hallmark of a scam business. Number 8, our members must be able to get behind the project. So if it's to do with gambling, money lending, or a number of other things, if it's got questionable morals or ethics, then we just don't get involved. The watchword is, if in doubt, don't. And we've walked away from some businesses that are making good money for their members, but we don't want to do them. Okay, we haven't got to do everything. We can't do everything. So we can just choose the ones that we do want to do. Just because a business is making money today and they're doing things that we don't like, doesn't mean we have to do it. So we have 5 different platforms. The first one is Matrix Freedom. So by joining Matrix Freedom, you become part of the freedom movement. You can recoup your recent expenditures and create your own currency. And this is basically an infinite money loop. So for example, you had a mortgage in the past, or you had a loan for a car in the past, or whatever. So you join Matrix Freedom, you recoup that loan or that mortgage, and when you get paid that money, you put it in your bank. Then when you spend that money from your bank, whether it's on holidays or more car payments or whatever it is, okay, you take the money out of your bank and spend it. Then the following year, you reclaim all of the money that left your bank account. So when you get paid that money, you put it in the bank and you spend that money. And the following year, you reclaim back everything you spent out of the bank. So it's an infinite money loop. There's some other things you can do as well. But I'm not going to go into that. We cover that a little bit more. We have another call like this on a Wednesday evening where we go through into a lot more detail about the platforms that we're involved with, 10 or 15 minutes on each platform. But that's not this call. So the second platform is BitHarvest. BitHarvest is a great business. You purchase electronic devices that earn you a passive income every day paid in Bitcoin. Okay, so there's a little bit of an upset at the moment. We're not sure if we're going to be able to continue with BitHarvest at the $100 level. It's not very likely. At the very least, it's going to go up to $150 startup or buy in at the start, maybe as much as 300, or it may be that it's completely out of our reach, in which case we'll need to rethink BitHarvest. But as a business, BitHarvest is very, very good. You purchase these devices and they just earn you money every single day in Bitcoin. And we have some other businesses where you will earn you'll get paid out a large lump sum of money. For example, Matrix Freedom. You claim back a mortgage, for example, and all of a sudden you've got $300,000 or $400,000 washing around. Get into BitHarvest, buy a load of these electronic devices, because they're just going to produce Bitcoin for you every single day for the next 140 years at least, maybe even longer than that. Another business that I like, that I was kind of wary of at the beginning, but I now like it, is called Cryptex. And you can purchase a $100 smart contract that will arrange for you to earn huge returns, 35,000% or more over 3, 5, or 7 years. They've introduced a 2-year contract. So for $100 in, you can walk away with over $20,000 after 2 years. After 3 years, $100 in, after 3 years, you can walk away with over $35,000. Okay, and the 5 years and 7 years are even bigger than that. You can also buy packages of 2-year and 3-year contracts. So you buy 15 contracts at a time, but you don't pay $1,500, you pay $1,000. So immediately you've got a 50% uplift in your money. You put in 1,000, you've got $1,500 worth of contracts working for you. And they're based on, they're called a DeFi hybrid contract. And it's a very, very clever system. I'm not going to go into any detail, just to say that if you can just wait 2 years or 3 years for your payout, which is a tough thing to ask, I know that 2 or 3 years is a long, long time. But the point is, in 2 or 3 years, we're going to be 2 or 3 years older anyway, whether we do this or not. But if losing $100 is a big deal, don't do it. Viralio is a new business that some friends of mine started up. I've known these guys for over 30 years. I met the CEO in 1988. And basically you can, it's an AI trading robot. The robot is called, or the bot is called Octavia. And Viralio is the platform, if you like, that we communicate with Octavia. She communicates with Viralio and to our own exchanges. So you put some money into your own exchange, like Binance or Coinbase or crypto.com, whatever exchange you like. We've got 3 at the moment. We're going to have a lot more soon. So you put some money in there and connect up to Viralio, and Viralio will trade it within your own account. Okay, so you're totally in control of your own funds at all times. The only other thing you need to do is put $100 into Viralio to pay for the service. You only pay for winning trades, such that by the time you've made $1,000 in your trading account, you have paid $100 within Viralio. Then you just need to top up your Viralio account again and carry on earning. So you put $100 into Viralio, $5,000 into your trading account with Binance or whoever it is. Okay, now I'm going to say something I don't want to get out into the big wide world. I've made an arrangement that we can get started. If somebody doesn't have $5,000, then we can get them started for less than that. Okay, so Just be aware it should be $5,000, but you can get started for less than that. And what we've agreed with the people that run the system is that we will allow our trading account our exchange account to grow until it's at least $5,000 before we start withdrawing funds. There's reasons for that. I'm not going to go into the reasons, but it's the reason they set the thing up in the first place is for them to make money. And they can't make much money if we only start with $5. They'd like us to start with $5,000 so that they can make more money. Okay. So they charge us through Veralio, they charge us 10% of our profits. So they want us to make a lot of profits. And the last one is e-estate. Again, this is a new business, only started a few months ago. It's to do with tokenized real estate. The first tokenized real estate or the first real estate to be tokenized was done in 2015. So that's 10 years ago now. So it's kind of old technology, but it's still working really well. A lot of people are interested in real estate simply because it's as safe as houses. It's a lot of people would love to be involved in real estate. They'd love to know how to manage real estate. I've run my own portfolio and I've run a property sourcing business since 2008. Sorry, 2006. Got caned in 2008 for that, but there we go. And what I'd say is it's a lot of work. I've been trying to get rid of my property portfolio over the last 5 years because it's just too much work. What I love about eEstate, you purchase the property on their site. There's nothing for you to do on a daily basis. You earn profits every single day, well, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can take that money out straight away and do what you like with it. And or you can auto compound back into the property so that when it gets to the point where you have made maximum improvement or maximum profit on that property, you then receive an ongoing 10% per year on whatever money you put in. Okay, and there's a lot of people out there that own rental properties would love to just be guaranteed 10% per year for the rest of their life or the rest of the life of the property. There's also a guaranteed buyback thing. If they decide to get rid of the property, then they'll buy that back from you. So I like e-estates. You can have you can get in for as little as $10. I don't recommend that. If you're making 0.4% per day on $10, you're not going to get excited. But you can, a typical platform, sorry, a typical starting level might be $100. You still won't make a huge amount of money, but you can get in and get started, then get some people to get in below you, and then at a later stage come back, take some of the money from Cryptex, take some of the money from Matrix Freedom, and stick it in here, buy some profits, buy some properties that they're going to earn you money every single day. Okay, so that's kind of the way that we're looking at this. But get in, sign up, go through. There's a little bit of training you need to do in order to be an agent. Get to be an agent and start putting your people into e-estates is part of the program. All of the above adopted platforms have programs for additional rewards for taking part in team building activities. This is optional and does not affect your ability to earn passively from these platforms. Each of the platforms is a different team building system, okay, but we can teach you that as you need to know it. So our communications, we run a Telegram group. Make sure your upline adds you to that group so that you can keep up to date with changes. It's called Wealth Warriors Telegram group. We hold this Zoom every Sunday at 10 o'clock UK time. Attend yourself, bring new people, and make sure your people attend. It's a shortcut to fast growth. This is how we get people that you introduce to one platform, say Bit Harvest, for example, and you now want them to learn about the other 4 platforms. Bring them along to this call or send them this video, and we'll explain to them that we have other platforms and why they need to join the other platforms. Okay, and that's your best chance of getting them to understand what we're doing and to do it. Personally, I don't know how good you are, but personally, I can't introduce somebody to one platform and then start talking to them about, and we've got this other system where if you get involved, you can have 4 other platforms, and here's all the benefits. And let me give you an illustration. Okay, I give them a video. Granted, it's me on the video talking about it, but I can't do it in real life. I just say, watch this video and it'll explain things to you. Okay, so that's the way to do it. That's how you build one business and you get 5 businesses built for you. Attend Zoom calls of the platforms you're involved with. Okay, their schedules are published in Telegram group. Take your people with you. And for Matrix Freedom, sign up, work your way through the webinars and books at your own pace, but get the first roadmap completed as soon as possible. So what to do now? Get the referral links for all the platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation. Register in all the opportunities and make a note of all of your referral links. Pass these links on to your existing frontline members or to people that you invite to see this presentation. And make a minimum payment into all the opportunities. If you can't do this, select the project that interests you the most and make minimum payments to get that platform started. And again, people do get concerned. They say, well, if I haven't bought a contract, can I earn commissions when I introduce people? No, you can't. However, if you don't sign up without buying a contract, then where are you going to put these people that are going to sign up below you? So yes, you might miss out on some commissions now, but they're going to buy some more contracts later after you've bought a contract. So therefore, you get those future commissions. Yes, you miss out now, but you've done the decent thing. You're looking after them. You're not worried about what you're going to get. You're looking after the people that you introduce. And that's the total spirit of Wealth Warriors. Don't worry about what you get. Worry about helping other people get what they want. And you will win in the end. You'll have more than you ever thought you could have if you just look after the people you introduce. So ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group, attend a Zoom call, or watch a video for each platform you've added funds to your account. And then when we add in another platform, make sure to get that referral link from your upline. Now, we've just introduced e-estate. So everybody now is scrabbling to get the link from their upline for e-estate. And what I'd say is people that are upline of other people, get into e-estate, sign up for it, register, get to be an agent, and get your referral link out to your people. I'm inundated with phone calls of people saying, my upline's not joined e-estate, but I want to. Okay, it's just the responsible thing to do. You know that I don't like people bypassing their upline in terms of lines of sponsorship. Okay, so you're just holding up the people that you're relying on. Well, you're holding up the people that you said you would help. You're holding up the people that you're relying on for your future income. So don't do that. Do the responsible thing and sign up in e-estate. Sign up in all the platforms. And then get on a presentation for that platform as soon as possible. What to do now? Grow your Wealth Warriors community by bringing more people to the Wealth Warriors Zoom calls or by sharing this video from YouTube. And I'll post the link to this video in the Wealth Warriors super group in Telegram. You only have to promote one or two platforms you're excited about, then bring your new members to Wealth Warriors for them to learn why they should sign up in all 5 platforms. Build one platform and have 5 or more platforms grow below you. There will soon be a registration system for Wealth Warriors. Part of that system will include a pre-made customizable landing page. So that will be available as soon as you sign up in the Wealth Warriors platform. Then it'll be good. You'll be able to keep track of all the people that are in the other platforms in your team and pull off reports about who's registered and who isn't registered and this sort of thing. You'll have communication information. You'll have email addresses and phone numbers and permission of those people for you to be able to contact them. Okay, and you will have your own landing page as well. You can get a Cryptex landing page by taking this link and adding your own Cryptex wallet to the link in place of your wallet ID. Okay, so it's www.ultimatepassiveprofit.com/legacy-wealth/?refc tax equals and then your wallet ID. And the great news about that, if you send somebody just to a registration page, it's kind of stark, isn't it? You know, you say to people, go register. And they go, what am I registering for? Okay, but if you create your landing page and send them there's videos for them to watch, PDF documents, there's words of explanation. And then when they push the button to say register now, then they're taken to your registration page. It's much more friendly and gets much better results. There's a pre-made customizable landing page available for you in your e-estates back office. So you can modify it. You can just add in different text that you want to say instead of what they've put in. and then send the link to all of your friends and your Permanent Wealth Warriors community. And again, they go to that page and it talks about you. You can change what it says about you, how successful you are, and this sort of thing. And then they can look at all the other stuff that's available through eEstate. And when they click any of the buttons to register, then they register under you. So marketing materials, chat groups, PDF documents, videos, prospecting scripts, introduction emails, YouTube channels, and a whole lot more can be found here for Bit Harvest. In Telegram, it's a group called Bit Harvest Info Group. In Cryptex, or for Cryptex, there's a page called boards.com, or there's a system, if you like. And some of you know Boards was designed for programmers all over the world to collaborate on projects. Maybe all the people within a particular company or working on a particular project, they all collaborate in Boards, create their own Boards page. We have a Boards page for Cryptex. Follow that link and you can join that Boards page. Everything you could possibly ever need to develop your Cryptex business, including presentations and emails, just everything is available to you free of charge. You just need to go and get it, including all of the links for things like Facebook pages and Twitter pages and so on and so forth. Matrix Freedom, there's not a help system there, but there is a new website called matrixfreedom.org. You go there and it explains all about Matrix Freedom, what they're trying to do and so on. And there's a section there called, sorry, I can't remember the name of the section, but it's one of the tabs and it's all the videos explained in 10 minutes, how it works. It's called How It Works. You go there and there's a list of videos. I think it's about 35 or 40 videos, how it works in 10 minutes. So it's things like how bank payment recruitment works in 10 minutes. How mortgage recruitment works in 10 minutes, how currency creation works in 10 minutes, that sort of thing. Okay, very, very useful. Or just go to the link that you're given from your introducer and just register as a member. It's free. Veralio has a trusted advisor system available to help people. So if you introduce somebody, then it's beholden on you, or you're beholden to help that person get set up and running. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to set up API keys in an exchange and this sort of thing, get them just to go to the trusted advisor or go to the support section and send in a request for a trusted advisor. They will have to pay for that. Okay, it's about £100 or $100 or thereabouts. Again, that's an agreement between the person who needs the help and the trusted advisor. Okay, so they can ask for that help. Somebody will jump on a Zoom with them, help them get all sorted out, and then they're up and running. So a quick reminder what we're trying to do here. We're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We only work with companies that are in it for the long term, and we only work with companies that are above board, as far as we can tell. Of course, we can still make mistakes, the same as everyone can. We build a large asset, which in turn will deliver us a large income, whatever that asset is. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered. The point is that we apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes. We're not at the mercy of any one company or any one business guru or, nothing. It's our rules, it's our outcomes. And I could talk for an hour on just this one point. The fact is, whoever makes the rules is in control. And at the moment, in our lives, we have governments, we have banking facilities, and all sorts of other people making rules about our lives. And our lives are massively complicated as a result of it. If you don't believe me, just try and get something from your government, something like a passport or a driving license, or try and get something from your bank, like information about a loan. Okay, it's just massively, massively complicated. So we don't want to be playing anybody else's games. We want to play our games. And so this is why we've developed the Wealth Warrior system. We're in control, we're in charge. We only have to follow a few simple rules and we can control our lives. So finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. So do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts on these different platforms we promoted. If you don't know what this is or how to do it, Google 2FA. On the platform, there will probably be an FAQ about how to set up the 2FA. It's not difficult. Once you've done it once, you'll find it very easy to do it on all the others. The reason I'm so hot on you setting up your own 2FA, I know the platform will allow you to have a username and a password, but how many times have we seen even big companies, big government departments and so on, they get hacked. Anybody can get hacked. And so if they get hacked, then your account in terms of your username and your password has been compromised. If you set up 2FA, the only person who can get past that 2FA security check is you. So you're applying your own security requirements to your accounts by setting up Google 2FA. It's the only control you have. You don't have control over the company's platform, whether they're going to get hacked. The username, the password is going to get compromised. You've got no control over that, but you do have control over Google 2FA. Oh, sorry, it doesn't even have to be Google. There are lots of different authenticators, but it's always called two-factor authentication. So just be aware of that. And then back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. Keep it safe. Write it down. Keep it safe. And if you've got a safe, put it in the safe. Because you want to make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries or your living will or your power of attorney, your living probate, whatever it is that's going to take over control of your life when you can't control your life, make sure they have access to that information. And not only in the event of your death, but in the event of your incapacitation. So there we have it. Welcome to Wealth Warriors. We are the financial freedom fighters. We are the little group of bandits trying to fight back against the tyrannical systems that are set up to enslave us. So get back to the person who invited you on this call or referred you to this video. They're ready and waiting to help you avoid scams, protect your permanent network, and create immense personal wealth. With that, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to come back to the room. I'm just going to wind down the video and then we'll go into a question and answer session. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and attention on this call. As ever, I really do appreciate it. Thank you to those of you that have used this video, passed it on to your friends and neighbors and so on. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully it will produce the success that you're looking for. We'll do a platform meeting on Wednesday this week on the same time, same channel, 10 o'clock UK time. And we'll do the same again, the Wealth Warriors introduction call next Sunday, 10 o'clock UK time. So look out for those listings or those postings in the Telegram group. Meanwhile, I'd just like to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful start to your new week. Hope it's happy, healthy and prosperous for you. God bless, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next video.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.